Whoa, we almost didn't make it there. Sign almost didn't budge. Anyway, good to see you all here. If someone's got to keep a consistent screaming schedule, yeah, somebody will have to do a committed screaming schedule, sure. But yeah, if somebody's got to do it, then we got it. Then we have to. But yeah, good seeing you all here, showing up to this little thing. Donkey the Rabbit. Good to see you, Donkey the Rabbit. Josh, Casey. Can always count on my man Casey. Lillian, good to see you. Good having you. Giant Buns. Oh, aren't you streaming right now? You're watching me while streaming? I mean, that either says my streams are good or you're on a slow stream. But good to see you. Stickspell saying hi to Casey and first. Casey saying hi to Casey first instead of me. Okay. Well, you ain't even asking me how my day is? Well, it's good to hear you had a good day, Casey. Thoughts? Thogs on the Waffle Pone hiatus. I couldn't see it coming at this point. You know, I would expect this kind of thing to happen. I would have expected this kind of thing to happen at several other points during their time streaming. Like, that whole Jack versus Steven fiasco last year where the whole community was divided, that's where I would think this would come into play. But now all we need is Steven coming in with a samurai sword, yelling the word faggot, and that's what that gets them to be on this kind of hold. You know, I was not expecting it at this point. Would I expect it to happen at all? Most definitely. I was expecting it at several other points. Not this point, though. Hey, everyone. Good to see you. Just got here, Bill Mall. And, just got here, but, definitely were not in the chat earlier. Where are you? Oh, Saucy Boy. Just in the nick of time, I must say. Mothy took them for pizza indefinitely. Hey, yeah, well, the thing is, what's Mothy going to do without his Stevie? Without his Stevie streaming, his idol? What's he going to do? He's going to go nuts. Well, he already is nuts, but that's an issue. I just thought about that. I didn't consider that before. You cussed? I did not. Don't deserve you timed me out and you preemptively. Stickspell, I just remember. I just remember what I need to do. You know, when you Stickspell, come on, put yourself in my shoes. When you're dealing with moments of adults being mentally challenged, you know what you have to do. Showed my friend the stream, and his first words were, "Bruh, they don't look like they want to be Which the last stream? Yeah, that I agree. How do I get on here? Holes will be punched into the walls. He's gonna be using his head. His head's gonna be the thing he's gonna be punching holes into. Never have to. Mothy, if you're watching, I don't think he ever watches this, but I guess consider this a blessing. like an alien. What kind of alien? Where from? But anyway, uh, I considering the success of last stream, which by the way, last stream I am really surprised, but very very grateful that it is now number 3. It's in 3rd place in the most popular streams. 317 views. Look at that. That works. It just works like that. So I'm glad to see that. And so, going off of judging by what I would think that made that one successful, I thought one of the elements we just need to have for this time is the co-host. But SatCon, of course, will not be able to be here until the 9th of May. So I snagged us another one. I snagged us another co-host. And he just got here in the nick of time. Co-host?
Here we be, here we be.
Good to see you. How's it been going?
Actually, let me, echo. It's another day in paradise. Try to keep it real. It's all slaying.
Yeah, man. Well, you got to be bringing some of that over here because you're filling in for SatCon, the co-host for all the other streams so far. So, yeah, good to see you here. Good that you're filling in that, stepping in that role in these dire times.
Yeah, man. So what's on the agenda for tonight? What are we going to talk about? Any dream drama? We're going to try to keep. I know nobody wants to hear about Trollinator, so we're going to try to keep him out of it tonight.
Yeah. I don't think anybody can get a hold of him to come on here, so I think we're going to be giving that guy a little break for now. At least you will. I mean, I don't have anything to do with him.
Unless you can somehow get him on here, that would be something.
I mean, I'll leave it to whoever, to you all watching.
He permanently banned me. Not banned me. Blocked me again. He got very upset. He sent me another. What's the word I'm looking for?
Manifesto.
Yeah. Every now and then he sends these manifestos. And he just goes off for no reason. I'm like, bro, I wasn't even thinking about you, but here we go again.
Hey, well, that's him. That's him for you. You know, that's what we come to expect. But yeah, we'll be leaving him out of it unless he brings himself in for whatever reason. I know at least one of you knows where to get him. But anyway, yeah. I guess the only relevant stream topics for in terms of the Wafflepone stream is, man, they are really doubling down.
Well, so what's is there actually something going on there, or they just don't feel like doing anything right now?
Well, like I was saying earlier, there were many other occasions during their time of streaming where I would expect them to take this kind of a break if they actually have, you know, ongoing problems and, you know, infighting between them. But just the samurai sword, this doesn't add up, man.
I don't know. And I was actually, it was funny because I just, as another joke, I sent Steven some additional items, not even to the P.O. box, directly to their house. And Jack was really looking forward to Steven to open those, but I don't know what's going to happen.
Really? Okay. Yeah. I mean, I'm not thinking that this is the end of them streaming. I think that they're just having a little off moment. But the thing is, it just does not add up that this is the occasion that they're doing that. And I think, yeah, it could be that they just are burnt out of it.
It's very possible, considering Steven's working full time now. I don't even. I don't keep up on everything that's going on. Is Jack like working now, or is he
Yeah,
doing something
he's
else?
working in a restaurant now. Yeah. So
So I don't know what's going on there, but it just it's been unfortunate. The last few times I've been streaming, it just seems like the heart's not into it, and they're just kind of there. And then I don't know what I saw. I didn't see the whole stream with the samurai sword, but like most people, I saw the end of it, and I was like, all right, is this just kind of for shits and giggles, or is there some animosity going on here?
yeah, well, many YouTubers have burnout. I mean, that is something that happens with a whole lot of the careers of many YouTubers, and I think it could be this that it was burning them out for a while. They're not getting as much donations. Their performances, they were just not bringing it like they used to, and they're trying to. Once they saw they had less donations, they tried to kind of crunch and adapt to that, but that ended up just not being a favor for ended up not doing themselves a favor with like the vertical streams and the karaoke requests. That just ended up digging them deeper into the rut that they had put themselves in. Um, so it just I think it the samurai sword thing gave them a reason to take a little break, but I think this is kind of what they wanted for a while, you know?
Yeah, I feel like the streams have lost their villains. I feel like all the people that caused us a ruckus or a stir got banned between the Super Kings, the Maticas, the Jesse's Mansions, the DCOs, the I don't even know who else that you have that's just wild, and just like there's just nobody, there's no more fodder anymore. It's just kind of going through the motions. No more Chelsea Lynn, Hook Slogan, Figure John left a long time ago. I don't hear about anybody. So it's just like I feel like the stream needs a new villain. It needs a new person. Oh, I forgot Trollinator, obviously, but it just needs somebody that can really stir the pot, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Uh, the, not to put myself in some kind of role of importance, but I made them views. Like when I was on there, they got views. And you know how much money they made off of me and my bounty when I got
Well,
banned?
yeah, absolutely. You, JHNSP,
JTSB,
or
yeah.
forgetting Amber. There was the one time that I'm trying to remember exactly what happened, but me and Chelsea Lynn got Amber rebanned. J Rock came in, and I just threw caution. I said, "Fuck that!" And then within an 8 minute period, I think there was like $1,000, and it's just slowed down, and it's unfortunate. I really, I work from home a couple days from week, so I'll turn it on when I can, and I don't sit there for 6 7 hours watching it, but like if I get a break or something, I'll turn it on or whatever. It's just just a little upsetting that it's not happening right now.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's something that we shouldn't not expect. You know, it's something that's normal, and I wouldn't expect it to just be now of all times. But I don't know if you can see the chat. You're the co-host, so you should be able to. That's a requirement. You need to be able to read the chat. But um, Hugh and Mall said, I
Yeah, I
can't.
see it here.
I canceled my Waffle Pone membership, not giving them $5 a month. They're not going to stream and not have the decency to tell us what's going on. Yeah, yeah. I never had gotten a membership. I paid for a membership myself. I not even donated, but like, it's times like these where you can't you just can't still give them something if they ain't going to give back anything. You know, you just have to.
Yeah,
They need to see that. They need to be able to know that.
and that's everybody's that's everybody's right, and whatever they want to do, right? Ultimately, at the end of the month, shouldn't even say day, if you're giving someone $5 a month, just expect something in return. And there hasn't been a lot of content. I'm still a Waffle Club member. I don't plan on stopping anytime soon unless you know they don't stream for 3 months. I think maybe I'll reconsider it at that point, but uh hopefully things change. Oh, and the other thing I was thinking about, it's just thinking of like waffle gravestones. Jacob Goldie. Oh, I forgot about that guy.
He gave them some content. He and me and Trollinator and Timothy, we had the longest call-ins out of anybody there. Like we got them views. There people donated to ban all of them. You know, and they're Edza said all the interesting people left. You know, yeah, it's when they get rid of the interesting people, and they go, huh, wonder where everybody went.
Wild stuff. And I'll still never forget when Amber gave out Jacob Goldie's phone number for no reason. So I don't that one I never quite understood.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That were somebody even the Coleman said the fact that they even have the donation bars on the stream on the screen normalized is bad look. Yeah, and the one thing I had noticed was their donation bars were not anywhere near how they used to be last year. You know,
Yeah, it was what you'd see them jump all the way up, and a lot of good content, and between everything. I guess the karaoke is one thing. I think something that should have been done a lot more, like the scribble nights. That should have been a lot more
oh
fun.
yeah, yeah,
and and something, and obviously there's no love lost between myself and Pace, but he did make a good point a little while back, saying there should be more like movie nights or chat nights to do something within the Discord and things like that. And he has a point there, but
oh yeah.
it's just it's cricket. Sometimes your server has more activity than the Waffle Pone server.
Well, yeah, and the kind of activity. You got to consider that too.
But here's one. Has anybody heard from Matica? We need to find out where that motherfucker is.
No hide nor hair for me. I've not ever been in contact with the guy. I don't know if I've ever talked to him. So I've not know. Spell said Matica is busy with collage. Oh, is he doing some paintings now? Doing collages?
He had a folder of quote unquote evidence to report Super King to the police, because for a time Super King was doing a lot of Matica impersonation.
Yeah, and just to clarify, Super King's one element that we're glad is gone. We're all glad Super King's gone. At least we can all agree about that.
Super King is I had to turn off and I just never turned it back on. I turned off all notifications. All if somebody calls me, like none of that comes through on my phone on Discord, because he would call me, and thank goodness at the time I was single, because that'd be hard to explain. Just like my phone, not the phone, like a computer, just be ringing and ringing, and he would call me like 30 times in a row at like 2 a.m. So just got to the point. I said, you know what? I go on Discord enough during the day just to check it out. I'm just turning off the notifications. If someone tags me, no big thing. It's just like it got too much for me. Between him and another example is Trollinator. He would just keep calling. He's like, "You motherfucker, you gotta talk to me right now. You're talking so much shit, blah 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 blah." And it's just like, all right, I can't handle this anymore. Notifications and pings are being turned off.
So Abrasive just said 2023 Waffle Pone was prime. Yeah, 2023 Waffle Pone, it was, I'd say the two prime eras of Waffle Pone were 2023, just about all of 2023, and then like July to March of 2022. July to March.
I would agree.
And
that's when they hit their stride, right?
It had the best activity.
Because the first things they were doing like they were reviewing their own videos, and then they got their footing a little bit. Like the first time when I sent the jar of sauce and the thong to the PO box, and then I didn't know this, right? Like I just sent it as a joke, and then Steven comes out in a hazmat suit to open it up, and then that I was dying laughing. Yeah. And then he ends up burning it.
It's like you can't get that kind of thing anywhere else except there, and now you can't get it there anymore. And I think half the stream's appeal is really made up by the community, you know? And they I mean Jack and Steven can make good content, but really it's a two-way deal, you know. The audience brings them, you know, content to work off of. You know, understands like a symbiotic relationship. And now this relationship, the relationship ain't working. It's falling apart. You
And
know.
that's why they got so excited whenever you would have an instance where Trollator would get all pissed off, and it would just get when he would end up on a, even though he's banned every now and then, and I feel like it's every 4 to 5 months he ends up on a call, and as soon as you get somebody that everybody rallies around that they hate, whether it's a Super King on a call and they're trolling it, or whomever, right? Everyone just starts donating. It's like, get this guy off of here, do this now, whatever, blah 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 blah. And it's just like, I mean, think about it. It's 2025, and we have been talking about a man not having his driver's license for 4 years. Four.
Yep. Yeah. Even Casey Batman, he's saying Trollinator has no license for car. You know, Casey Batman's telling you ain't got your license. You need to get that. I mean, you ain't got no excuse. Yeah. Jace would be another good example. Josh, I don't even know what you mean by that. You're obsessed with Jace, so anything you say about Jace could mean anything to you. So
Whatever happened? Does anybody know? Like, Jesse's Mansion left the community, and I didn't really get a good reason. Someone said he doxed himself. I don't know how true this is.
he did.
Anybody have any information on
he
that?
actually did one time. He said, "I don't want to reveal what state or what town I live in," and then he immediately after that accidentally typed the name of his town and and deleted that and said, "Okay, pretend you didn't see that." But that actually was not the reason why he left. Josh said he doxed his email. Yeah, he was trying to prove that he was not that he did not have an alt account in the chat, and he screenshotted all of his accounts, and his email was totally visible and last name. Yeah.
I mean, once you show your face on anywhere, regardless of whether it's your real name or not your real name, you at that point you're pretty much outed yourself. It's kind of one of the reasons why I don't really the video is not a thing. I don't use my real name. Just kind of go from there because I like to leave this as an alter ego just for fun, just for shits and giggles. And people get too serious out on the internet, so it's like, you know what? Leave the sense of mystery. That's why I say the baby sauce thing. It's just all, and the whole saucy boy thing came up out of nowhere.
Yeah, you kind of came off of Ricardo. Remember Ricardo? He did what you did before you did it.
I remember that. I came up with, it was on the fly. I said I needed a username, and I've never used saucy. I was like, oh, I'm just going to write this. So it just kind of stuck, and then just kind of went with that for a while, and that kind of died off. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to use the name Saucy from now on, and that's fine.
Hewlin also said one of my favorite Waffle Pone moments: Papa Choir walking in on Steven dressed in drag. Yeah, it's moments like that you don't get nowadays. I mean, of course, they can't just dress in drag and have it be interesting. Every time they do it, but it's been drying up, and that is it is sort of inevitable. You can only do something and keep something entertaining for as long as you can, but it's just you need to know what you can do best to adapt and help your channel that is not doing well. If you're not doing well, you need to either not keep doing the same thing or not do something that will make it worse.
I think we need another freak out video, and I think Jack said something on X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it, a few weeks ago, saying, yeah, he was recording something. I still think, and I don't know how you would do this legally, because I'm pretty sure you're not allowed to do this at a casino, but if they could somehow square it away where they could film a video of Steven, quote unquote, gambling and losing. It's like, okay, Steven's playing blackjack and losing all of his money, and he is freaking out. And if you could do something where you set it up with a casino where Steven flips over a blackjack table, that might do it. And I pitched that one a couple of times, but it hasn't quite come to fruition. And I think that could, if you got a really good freak out video, like I think the last really good one was the one with Binky, where Steven gets the axe out and starts destroying stuff. I think that could help out a little bit, but I don't know. I just feel like we need to see something spicy.
Yeah, the new freak out video could be really hit or miss though, which a lot of the recent ones have been. But they just really would need to be smart and be clever as to what would actually work. They need to really think these things through, not in terms of what could make us the most money, or what we think could be an idea that we have like at the moment. They need to actually think kind of critically about how this could work in the process of them getting views of that, and then that going over and um, to the stream.
So
Anytime.
I'm trying to remember. Are you still technically banned from Waffle Pone? Do you still have a bounty, or are you just left?
I think you of all people should know that, Sausage.
I can't remember if I was the last one to do it.
Yeah, you were. You kicked me off of the call when I was trying to audition to replace Steven. You paid and kicked me off the call.
I'm sorry.
And I'm having you as my co-host right now. So
I guess all is forgiven.
Yeah.
Why did I ban you again?
Last time, no reason. You did not give one.
There was a time where I was just banning for no reason.
Yeah, Edson said you paid $50 to end the call. To end a call, you paid $50.
And that included a ban?
Well, I'd already been banned for like a year already, but you paid. I called in. I personally called them, and you paid $50 to end my call.
Was this 2 years ago? It's really hard for me to remember.
No, this was like last November.
Oh man, my bad.
You're bad? Okay.
I can't keep track of all of this. I'm sorry. Does anybody know what your bounty is currently at?
My bounty is currently at I think 686.
I don't recall paying that much to do that.
Well, everybody chipped in, but it was 686. I think it is now.
Yeah. Well, at least you're not in the $2,060 mark.
Well, yeah, I couldn't get there. I could. But Culminate said they need to play actual new games. Last 2 times they've just yapped on screen and bailed. Steven completely missed out on schedule. And now they're missing out on Oblivion Remastered. Yeah, they're getting behind, and they're missing out on a few things. I think in this time that they're taking their little break, I hope they're using their time. I hope they're using their time wisely and actually reconsidering their options and what they could do best moving forward.
I hope so. I tried to join the Bill Jensen Discord as a joke, but I got banned by Trollinator. Apparently, he's a mod in there.
Bill Jensen, that nothing's been happening there. For years.
There was a link posted for Cartmaster Joe's server. He banned me in about 20 seconds.
Yeah. That's what I suggested. Everybody from my server just go in there at once and storm the place. But again,
that's a weird dude over there. That has always been abundantly clear.
Oh, Satcon is in the chat right now. Satcon, you've been replaced. You've been
At least
replaced.
temporarily.
Yeah. What do you think? Is the our new intern? Is he doing well? How do you think he's not typing anything coherent, so I'm not sure how to go off of that. Yeah, Waffle. So Abrasive said Waffle Pwn was at their worst late 2024 and early this year. Yeah, it was after one of their big mistakes was the whole drama back in June that split the community. That they've made some poor choices, but I think that one was really the straw that broke the
Which one
camel's
was
back.
that? Was that when they had like their little fight, or was that
Yeah,
when?
yeah, when they had the fight and Jack
Oh, that
banned
when
Steven.
Chelsea Lynn got banned, and
Yeah,
it looks like
a
a few
whole bunch
people
of people
because they
got
sided
banned.
with Steven.
Yeah, the whole side picking thing, that's what killed him. Anytime there's sides, what comes to mind is like the Beatles or Oasis. Think of these bands that have had that same kind of fate, and there they just kind of they f themselves. They dug their own grave. But Satcon said the intern is matching up to his hype. Well, that's high praise from Satcon. He certainly takes quite the importance in his hype. He has quite the big idea of his amount of hype, which may be different from our observations, but he thinks he's got it. So that's at least high praise. So you got his approval. We got both our approvals.
There we go. It's a good day.
After the big fight and deciding to stream separately, well, the thing is, I think that might have been even a better option for Steven at least to stream separately. I mean, the whole division thing was a whole big mistake. They should not have done that. But the best thing they could have done possibly is Steven done a solo stream because the community, the members who boycotted the Waffle Pwn streams because of Jack not wanting to give support to Jack even in views, they could have gone to Steven. And the ones that were
True.
okay with Jack were not against Steven either. It was mainly people either siding with just Steven or against Jack, or people just being okay with Jack and the things he was saying. So I think if Steven got his own stream, at least for him, that would have been golden for him, because all of the members on his side could have viewed his stream, just by itself, and all the others could have come on over. But again, just not anything that they could have done that would have dug them out of their pit that they dug when they decided to have that old drama back in June. So that was a big mistake.
Very unfortunate. Very unfortunate. But I'm hopeful that we can get some good things starting eventually. I don't know. It hasn't quite been the same, because usually I'll get home around 2 or 3 o'clock, turn the stream on, just see what's going on. Yeah. But no mas for the moment.
Yep, I tell you. But you know what? We got it going on over here. I mean, at least we have. My streams, I don't know if it is just a coincidence or we're getting more views due to the lack of Waffle Pwn streams, but the last time I checked, the last stream had 317 views. Now it's got 322 views. It's in third place.
Okay.
Like my most viewed, just only streamed 1 month ago, 547 views, and that's just shot up. So I'm not gonna jinx anything, but I think I do like how the things are going here. And if we ain't got the Waffle Pone streams, if we ain't got that to go to, at least when we ain't got that, we can have our little things like this. It's fine enough to do streams within the community that's outside that's not um, that are different from the Waffle Phone streams. So
If you could say one thing to Jack and Steven, what would you say?
I would say be smart, get your brains together because you need it. You need them more than ever.
And then the second one is, this is not my opinion, but many people say Jack is a narcissist, which I don't think so. What do you think?
I don't know what Jack is. He just, not to bad talk him, but he, honestly, I have observed him having a tendency to not do himself too many favors. I think he needs to have his head more focused onto what would actually work for the streams. And if they can avoid any dumb drama, a lot of drama works for their streams. There have been so many instances in the past, like we've just been talking about, that works. But drama between the creators, not so much.
I still think we need to get a stream where we get they get all of the old people, all the old drama. They can think about this. If you can get Amber, Matica, even Super King in a controlled format, and Jacob Gold, and you can get them on, those donations will start flowing in because people like nonsense. And you get Pace, because Pace and JHNSB used to fight all the time. If you could get them all riled up, I think it could do good things.
That's quite the fantasy, and I bet they, in a way, wish they could have that happen, but that ship has sailed, I think, and they've made that ship sail. They sailed their own ship away, unfortunately. But they should have been smarter, and right now all they can do is be smarter than they've ever had to be before. Yeah, the JHNSB Pace era, ship has sailed, I'm afraid. But if it's dried up over there, best we can do is move on and with do our little things like this, because streams like this, they've been, my little stream here has been gaining traction. So I think it's the best we can do as the community.
It doesn't happen overnight.
Yeah, I think it's.
But you know what?
Yeah.
I think if you could do guest hosting like every week, like if you could somehow pull Matica out of the darkness, you could get more views, and then maybe like you just do one of those. I'm not saying do something crazy like host a stream with Super King, and that's not necessarily a good idea. But if you could pull out like one of those each week, I think you could get some traction.
Yeah. I think so. I have a couple ideas, but yeah, we'll just have to see how that goes. Let's see. Huelmal says Steven is the entertaining one. Well, Jack is the more tech savvy one as far as setting up the streams. And they really should use that to their advantage, and they have. But they kind of spend too much time forgetting that and going into their little petty ways, which doesn't do them good. Stream drama with the viewers, golden, but themselves, they need to steer clear away from that. Satcon said, I don't remember the last time I beat you in table foosball. Rematch when? The stream room is unlocked. Stream room is unlocked. Even if you want to like drive over during the stream, wherever, whenever, man. let's see. Matica was actually in the chat a couple of months ago saying hi, but Steven was yapping too much to notice. Was that really
Oh
him?
no, it could have been another. There's been a lot of
Yeah,
Matica impersonators,
yeah.
so
I don't know. I think a lot of people want him back, but
so abrasive definitely does not. I think there's a beef there that needs to be squashed in a rap battle.
oh man. And Sisek says, "How is the lazy eye treatment going for you? How's your therapy sessions for your so abrasive obsession going? Because if if those are going well, I can feel good about how my eye treatments are going. But yeah, somebody who I think would be a good stream character is Sisek, but he's not around too much. So who knows? But yeah, the least we can do if it's dried up over there, we can just do our best here, continue on, like we're doing. But yeah, Sisek's a rare celebrity character. And so if you ever want to co-host Sisek, I think you might be good at that. Anyway, I think we've evaluated what's been going on Waffle Pond wise well enough. These streams have their own little unique segments. So I had something planned here. Going on. Miss Six Bell says a Miss when Casey co-hosted. When did Casey co-host?
Well, let's. Yeah, how about we guys switch it up? I'm actually walking my dogs right now. I'm gonna head back inside. Let's get Casey in here, or let's switch up co-hosts, and I'll let you guys have a wonderful night.
The thing is, Casey is hard to pin down. And he's not on Discord anymore.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Call up Dark Phoenix, see, and then you can get his opinion on me.
I will take his call if he does. We'll see about that.
All right. Well, appreciate letting me on. I'm gonna catch you guys in a little bit, and I'm gonna catch the last 20 minutes or half hour, however long you get be on here, and I'll catch you guys in a little bit.
Of course, yeah. You ever anytime you want to call back in, you're welcome.
All right. Thanks.
All right, man. Sisek says, "How does one co-host?" Just call. Just call, man. Do you know how to call? I think you should. We're getting Pudding Boy is deciding to use my direct messages as the stream chat. About that. Oh yeah, of course the one that Saucy comes on to. He's coming on here. Why do you even have that guy in there? What, in my server? Or in my direct messages? You know what? I find him easy to deal with, For some reason he's not obsessed with me. I don't know what you have to do for Pudding Boy to become obsessed with you, but Whatever it is, I'm not it. I'm glad. I'm glad I'm not. Enzo, are you on Discord? Cause I got the server. That I wish I could have two pinned messages here. One with the link and the server link and the donations. I can't paste. I hate Wafflepone. I hate Wafflepone. Whoa, it's been a while. It's certainly been a while. What's good? Hey man, we're just making it work out here. I doubt you've been keeping track with the Wafflepone streams at all, but we're kind of filling in that gap because they've been kind of MIA for 2 weeks, I think. So we're trying to just hold it down out here. I had a replacement co-host for SatCon. Had Saucy Boy on here. So I had Wafflepone. You were used to be my mod captain. So the seat, the invisible seat, is yours if you want to co-host at any time. And where's that server link? Yeah, a long time ago, on my first stream. The mannequin needs a Narkill. Narkill? I'm not familiar with Narkill. I should, or should I give him? Should I give him August? I feel like that's good enough. You know, who needs whatever Narkill is when you got when August is falling? Who needs Narkill when August is falling? How was the opera? It was fantastic. For those of you out of the know, I went and saw the opera Carmen last night, the famous Bizet opera. Imagine not knowing Narkill. Yeah, I'm too busy listening to Bizet and going to the opera, seeing Carmen. And yeah, just phenomenal singing, acting, phenomenal set design, and of course my favorite part, the orchestra, which were just on point. Some of that music is some of the best opera music ever composed, I think. You know, that guy knew how to write melodies and write them well, and just create music that just really hits you. Have you ever heard their hit tune Handicap? Oh my goodness, man. You are listening to some just wrong things. That is not politically correct. You know? That's just not what we're doing over here, especially in this community. All these handicapped people, and you want to do, oh my goodness. Wow. That is just so wrong. How you always liked opera. Yeah, speaking of handicap. Yeah, I have always liked opera. I've been going since I was 9. I'm going to every production I could go to, every time. And what they do at the university. Every semester they do about, I think, 6 operas, or like, I think, 5 operas. And they just knock it out of the park just about every time. It's like everything, it's world class in this little random town. Well, it's not little anymore. They've certainly got a bunch of development, but you wouldn't expect that here, of all places, world class opera. They got it all here. The cooler gamer guy. Who's that? That Pace. If it is Pace, you would have liked the last half of our stream here. favorite guy, Saucy's on there. Who is that? That's not Pace? Who's the cooler gamer? Is that Inverse? And you liked Amber. Who? It could be some rando from Wafflepone, but he's bringing up Morty liking Amber, so it's somebody who that has relevance to. Gamer guy. Gamer guy. He was a guy back in the old like fishing spot days. Yeah, and he ended up going to the. He ended up crossing the pond, crossing the fishing pond. But it's Inverse. Yeah, the Pace or Inverse, none of them write their name with a bunch of words all in one sentence, all as one word. How would a random from this Morty is? Anyway, I feel like if we dwell on this too long, it's going to get ourselves off track. Saysak, Saysak, if you were watching, are you still trying to figure out where the call button is? Do we have to show you? Do we have to guide you? Anyway. I'm a bit hungry right now. I need to give myself a little something. I'll be right back. Got some of this. Yeah, that's probably not a good idea to have on an empty stomach. That's gonna like shock my system. Be right back. You all keep it interesting. And Coleman, don't be talking about your handy. Oh, your exploitation of handicaps. Oh, that's not what we wanted. That's not a good look here. Well, apparently, that was convenient. I walked out there in the kitchen, and apparently, pizza's coming. I don't know what kind or from where, but I hope it's not Domino's. I hope it's not Domino's. Not gonna starve himself like normal streamers. Not this guy. Can't do it. Got. Yes, I go through a whole party-sized bag of these things. I'm fully capable of that. Anyway. No, because apparently there's some pizzas coming. But if it's Domino's, then this might have to be my dinner. Anyway, this arrives off yellow. Why is yellow in quotations? Yeah, what are you saying there? Like, put the food dye junk in here? Or fake yellow? Yellow, like yellow cornmeal? I've grown up with yellow corn chips my whole life. And you're a Florida man, so you of course like they have it differently over there. I think. Oh, by the way, Coleman, I'm coming in May, Florida. I'm probably not going to be anywhere near you, but just to let you know, I'm coming. I'm making my way over there. Call them yellow chips before? Well, yellow tortilla chips, my guy. Oh, Mr. Specific. Yeah, I sent you the. I'm not gonna say it, but hold on. Where are you at? I don't have you. I don't have you added. Oh, thanks for joining the server, Edza. Good having you, man. I feel like that was an integral server piece that we were missing. Yeah, Stickbill, you said that before. What kind? From where? We ain't got them. We ain't got them. Anyway, I was going to tell you where I'm coming, Colin, but it's not anywhere near you. But just to let you know, I am coming on over. I'll bring my board just in case. But anyway, while we're at it, let's talk some elder abuse. Let's talk elder abuse. How about it? So, Orlando or something, is that? Hold on. Before we talk about elder abuse, I need to look up how far away that is. Well, that'd be it'd be an hour and 12 minutes away, but it would at least be something. Anyway, we'll see about that. We'll figure it out. It's coming up. A few weeks. The pizza. Oh my goodness, that is. Morty, I'm not trying to put you down, but that is the slowest thing I've ever seen you say. We were talking about pizza. What? 8 minutes ago, and that's still on your mind. And now, when we bring up our way, you're still on the pizza. Yeah, forbidden word. Anyway, only a question that you know the answer to. I ain't even entertaining this question, Morty. But and also we're gonna have to figure out when I'm going over and seeing Saysak out west. But he's ghosted us tonight, so we're gonna have to figure out that another day. While having secret meeting. I need my crew to get along. I do, you know. I get along with the guy. I like to think I do. And yes, hi. Hi, Andrews. You missed my replacement for SatCon co-host, Saucy. And I think you might make a Well, you would make a co-host, maybe. So phone lines are open if you want to. But anyway, while we're doing that, let's get to talking elder abuse. So, I think most of you had. Okay, Casey. Steve should not show his samurai sword on stream. Yeah, nobody should ever go that far. Nobody should ever show their samurai sword. Why would ever somebody go out and pull out their sword on their own stream in front of all these people? Traumatizing them. There might be old people watching. There probably is not, but there might be. Talk about Trollinator for an hour. He kind of tried to, but I kind of kept the comments cut off. Yeah, Sisek, we're just wondering if we're still looking for the call button. But who knows? Maybe you're just giving us that silent treatment. But you're only just partial to Casey. Anyway, as I was saying, you all might have seen this going around last year. If you're wondering why I'm sounding like this, I still can hardly breathe out of my nose. I'm sick for a couple days. So you all might have seen this. This is Frankie Valli performing last year in this state. Hold on. Watch this guy. Anyway, Frankie Valli, 90 years old. That was 5 FPS. Well, I don't know how to fix that. You can give me a tutorial for next time. If you know anything about that. Hearing about is the Pope being dead. Well, this was last year, man. Of course you ain't hearing about it now. Elder abuse, I wanted to see old... Oh, well, that's just you. That's just you. How old is he? Yeah, 90 years old. And, he's out there. He's still on tour. I saw AC/DC 2 weeks ago. They're all in their 70s and still sound great. Well, yeah, I've seen... last year I saw Ricky Skaggs, the Oak Ridge Boys, and the Blind Boys of Alabama, and they all nailed it, you know? But yeah, there's Mr. Valli up there, and a whole lot of people have said this is elder abuse. And yeah, he's touring at that age, and he's still touring. There's like tour dates for Indianapolis like this summer. Like I can go see him. I can drive up to Indianapolis and go see him this summer if I wanted to. If he makes it that long. But yeah, um, yeah, a whole lot of people were saying this was elder abuse, and it was big enough the response that Frankie Valli himself on his I think Twitter was going out and making a response to all of these responses, saying that I'm fine. I'm not being forced to do this. I love doing this. I don't want to stop performing. I love being out here, and no, I'm not lip syncing. I sing. um, and he was making it seem like everything was fine. And you could, go on, taking that as it is, and but you do of course have to figure in the possibility of somebody typing that out. That's not him, of course, because he has on all these social platforms for a lot of celebrities and especially older ones. It's quite clear when it's definitely not them who are typing out their posts. Bands like AC/DC and Scorpions and their farewell to 15 years ago. They still, yeah. I mean, I really do like to see that, but for most instances, I really like to see that. People just not giving up, not stopping touring. The Beach Boys, the Beach Boys are still touring. This year, Bruce Johnson I think is 81. Mike's 83. They're still going strong out there. Yeah, have to see him staying on stage. And if that was really him making that announcement, I think it would be. You should find it important enough to stay on stage because that's what everybody's talking about. Frankie Valli has been relevant. He's relevant now after being not relevant for a long, long time. And now he finally is for this reason. People who have no idea who Frankie Valli is have seen this, and so that might even be the reason that people are even going to his show now. So I think it's important enough that he should bring that up, on stage, hearing it from his words. It's a very, very well put out, well planned out, well structured message, right? That you want to believe that it's him, but you have to wonder if it just might not be, and maybe that's true. Maybe he is not being forced to go out there. I mean, he said he sings. Maybe he technically does sing, but that is most definitely 100% lip synced. That is definitely lip synced. It's definitely a backing track. Even though I proved on my stream that several streams back that it was possible to sing like that without moving your mouth. I proved that a while back, just to give you an example. See? It's possible to sing. Sherry, baby, Sherry, can you come out tonight? It's possible. It is possible. But when you look at his other concerts, you can tell that they're using the same track because it sounds exactly the same. So yeah, maybe the situation is not as serious as some people are saying. Maybe he does still want to do this. But yeah, who really knows? I think I really would like to to actually get to asking him this. Like if he does, you know, even if he does a meet and greets, the eyes would be on him, and he might not be, really allowed to say anything about it if he really is being, made to do this, and he does not want to. You really, I guess, have to get him in private and ask him. But then again, I'm not too concerned. I'm not that concerned, but a whole lot of people are saying that this is really bad elder abuse. So, what do you all think? Um, his loved ones or something might need money. Yeah, who knows? I hope that this is something that he wants to do and he's okay with doing this. I mean, the last thing I would want is him being forced to do this, but a whole lot of people are using throwing around the word elder abuse. So I'd have to get your opinion. What piece is that? You mean the song? Oh, it's Morty. You're just copying what Morty said. His stream, I think, is really backed up. By VC. Okay, I'm gonna open Inverse's direct message. I'm not going to show it on stream unless I take a look at it. I'm feeling what it can be, what it is. It's Justin Platt. We all know what Justin Platt looks like. Sean, you don't even know what it is. It's just Justin Platt. It's a gif of Justin Platt going, nice, or whatever he says. Anyway, but I'm bringing this up. This is kind of old news now. I'm not going to. I mean, I don't know why you want to look at Justin. Do we not get a look at him enough? You have to see him on my stream. If you bring him here, maybe we can look at it. But you've seen enough of his comments. Anyway, I was gonna say that this is old news at this point. The reason I'm bringing this up is that I found another case of here. Okay, I'll. Hold on. There we go. Justin Platt, the man. I think we got that. But anyway, I came across another case of that was your YouTube. Well, I don't know how to do it. Here we go. Just to put this horse out of its misery. There you go. Not scammed. Anyway. So my stream's not glitching out, is it? Fine. All right. Morty thinks his mother's snap. Oh man. Someone isn't running OBS in admin mode right now off the bat. Yeah, we'll figure this out off stream. Maybe I'll have to, when I come to Florida, you'll have to show me. But anyway, this is relevant because I came across another um, example of this elder abuse, so-called elder abuse. When I found this, and this is even older news. It was not even news. This was from um, 2022. But it was basically the same kind of situation. It just did not get any of the publicity or views or buzz that Frankie Valli has gotten, which I'm surprised because I would assume that this would gain much more traction than that. But yeah, this is the Brian Wilson Band, performing in 2022. The last couple of performances that they did alongside the band Chicago, and they got Brian out to play some of their songs. I think opening up for Chicago, and well, this is what happened. And he does not sing for the rest of that video. But yeah, and does he one bit look like he wants to be there? Does he look like he wants to be there one bit? He only sang part of the song, and if you look at other videos of this specific tour, he barely sings any of them. There are many songs that he does not sing at all, and the other people there have to. Like usually, and you know, it's a good thing that it was. I mean, this is the Brian Wilson Band, but it was basically the Beach Boys, because it was Brian and Al Jardine was there, and Blondie Chaplin was there too. So it was. I mean, the official Beach Boys are Mike and Bruce, just two of them, but we got three up there, so it's basically the Beach Boys. But yeah, Brian was supposed to be singing on all of them, and they him singing on this tour was a rare occurrence because he rarely did. And there's a couple of songs that he was able to sing part of, just part of, And it just makes me wonder, why are they doing this? Why is he even out there? I mean, did this go really? Did it go really well in the rehearsal? Um, was he able to sing? Did he did he want to be there at the rehearsal? And it was just it kind of was falling apart on stage. I mean, what? Why are they? Why were they doing this? And of course, the tour was not. Um, it was kind of short lived, but I don't think they cut it short or anything. I think they went the full schedule. They went on their full tour schedule. Um, how much hairspray? None, actually. I don't. I just use a little bit of conditioner and get this, some sunscreen. I would not have expected that to be what I should do, but I just tried it and it works. And that's what I've been doing for past, well, less than a year, but yeah, it works. Works real well. Um, but yeah, and of course the response to these Brian Wilson clips is again elder abuse, and is this elder abuse? I mean, he does not look like he wants to be out there, but I think, as suggested by what's on his Twitter page, which is I think is most definitely not run by him. Yeah, I think they tried to paint the picture that he was fine, he wanted to do this, but I mean, what is the real story behind her? I mean, and I thought the Frankie Valli thing was more unique because that was the first time I'd seen something like that. But then I go back and find these older clips that had no attention at all back then, and we're finding this parallel here, and this is something. It's a notion. It's a notion that's new to me. But what do you all think about it? What am I asking? Doesn't Frankie have effed up here? I don't know about that. Sunscreen. I mean, is that is that a bad thing? Is that going to be like giving myself hair loss or something? What do you think? Probably deaf. Oh, and Brian he was deaf in one ear since he was a child. So who knows how his hearing is now or was then. But yeah, those were the last shows that he did. Were um, that tour with Chicago back 2022, and after that they canceled all other shows. And it's pretty clear from this that he's not going to go out again. But maybe that's what it's going to take to get Frankie Valli off stage, is if he just stops singing. I'm just really surprised this lasted as long as it did. What is going on here? Of course, you are insane. Of course, I mean, I knew that, but I was trying to connect how the sunscreen relates to that. Use mud. I actually used to use a clay pomade. It was a very good product. Bird brand, BYRD. Very, very useful, but that conditioner and sunscreen works even better. What was your question? When's the next cooking stream? Next stream, actually. Next stream will be of making smash burgers. sunscreen is the leading cause of lazy eye. Did I just? Oh, really? I thought it was. That was the main cause. I thought the main cause was having to look at Sysak's comments in your YouTube chat. Casey was here so he could yell at you. I know what'll get him to yell at me. Casey, you still here? I don't know. But anyway. Fake Tori isn't that tall. Okay. Okay, Pace. 10 hours for Olive Garden. Well, that's how the rat brain works, I guess. I mean, 10 hours? I drove 10 hours for Olive Garden. I drove 5 hours to stay there for 3 days. And I drove back 5 hours. And Olive Garden was not my idea. Have some respect. He's the one who doesn't seem to have respect for two people just going to Olive Garden. You know? If he can't accept that, then, I just have to keep reminding him. Thought you came and went. Why would I... Again, this is the rat brain. I forget this is who I'm talking to. And I would have the idea of going to Olive Garden. That was my idea. Wait, what world is it my idea to go to Olive Garden? Anyway, but yeah, this is the parallels of elder abuse, of onstage elder abuse. So that's something that's new to me. I find that interesting. It's very two-sided. Are these people being forced to go out there? Are they being abused as elders, or do they want to? And their managers are just going, okay, well, you can go out and do that. In terms of Frankie Valli, I think he might actually still want to do this. I think he might still like going out there. I might believe him, Brian Wilson never wanted to be on stage in the first place. In 1963 even, he wanted to retire from the road. 1963. And now he's out there doing this. So and it was part of a tour with Chicago, so it was definitely a I could tell there was some money behind that, and he did not want to do that. I think he stopped touring in 2021 and did not do any shows in 2022 until the summer. So that was kind of out of nowhere. So I don't know if that's abuse, but I know that he did not want to do that. What about Aurelio Voltaire? Oh, okay. Okay, little rat. Aurelio Voltaire is like 50. He's not even anywhere near his 80s, and he is a charismatic performer who probably manages himself. All right. Jingle the keys. I'll jingle the screwdrivers that I spilled when I tried to grab my microphone. Ding, 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 ding. Yeah. We're all back. You all alert now? Anyway. I'd tell you, somebody else who was quite up there in age, still, I was thinking, where have we seen other parallels like this where old people are up there and they don't seem like they would be wanted to go out and perform at that age? And so I couldn't really think of anybody else besides Jerry Lee Lewis. I saw some performances that he did, but unlike the others, let me pull this up. Did not have this clip queued up. Oh, here it is. Before I do that, oh, there's the pizza here. Yes. Not Domino's. Not Domino's. Yeah, not so fast, Casey. Casey, stop ignoring Casey. What do you want me to show him the photos? Yeah. Well, for me, Papa John's is not ideal, but it's not Domino's. So we got that going for me. Get back on Discord, right? But okay, found this clip of Jerry Lee Lewis performing in 2017. He was, how old would he have been? How old was he when he died? '82. I think he's 82 here. I think about the age of Brian Wilson when he was in that performance we saw. You know, we saw Brian Wilson at the piano, not even playing, and now here's Jerry Lee Lewis at 82 years old doing this. And so, on the other hand, you have Jerry Lee Lewis, 82 years old, I think. There we go. 82 years old, doing this. You know, he's in about the same shape, like physically, and like when he talks about it at the end, and he seems to be in the same kind of mental state as Frankie Valli and Brian Wilson, but yet he can pull out this, you know. And there was even a video released a couple days before his death, I think, and he had not performed for I think since 2018. He died 2022 at the age of 87. And a few days before his death, I guess there was a video of him saying that he wanted to go back out and perform. So we have cases of these really old people going out, still wanting to do this, still wanting to go out and tour, and still sometimes in this case being able to pull it off. Yeah, so it begs the question: do these people want to do this in cases like this, and where they're fully capable, or do the ones who are not as capable, are they the ones being made to? Who knows? Yeah. Hmm. Voltaire is better. Those are fighting words to say among most people. I would say if you compared it to Jerry Lee Lewis. You know, I don't know. Maybe you're right, maybe you're wrong. But actually, we'll see if Voltaire can pull it off. If he can still pull it off when he's 82 years old. I know, Josh. Just leave it be. Oh wow, Verse and Casey gonna finally get to play their games together. Wow. Busting your chops, busting your chops, dude. I'm just joking. I think we need right now is Hook's slogan to do our little thing that we did last time. But Hook's slogan, for some reason, seems to be MIA. I messaged him. Similar to that Nirvana band at Voltaire, smaller shows more fun than stadium shows. I've never once been to a stadium show. Never once have I been to a stadium. I've been to outdoor shows at parks, and I've been to theater shows, not stadium shows. And definitely my fair share of, small band shows. In terms of, not counting well-known bands. Although once, I did see Stephen Page in 2022. I went and saw Stephen Page. He came here to this town, and he came to a local theater, not the biggest, but we get some big names through there sometimes, like Stephen Page. There were like 6 people. There were like 6 other people there. That blew me away. I never had never seen that. I've never been to a concert where there were more than 6 people. Where there were like, that's not, what am I saying? Never been to a concert where there's been only 6 people. Like just only a couple of people that you can count like on both hands. I've never seen that. And for Stephen Page, a Stephen Page concert, and there were about 6 people. Like that I still cannot even wrap my mind around. This is a theater that can hold, I don't know how many hundreds of people, and there were only like 6 there. That is mind-boggling to me. And I know he did fell off the bandwagon in terms of relevancy, but so many of the very well-known bands and musicians that still have at least 100 people showing up to the shows. But Stephen Page gets just about 6. I would never in a million years expect that. Just like 6 people. Come on, Hook Slogan, we had this planned out. We had this thing planned out. Hook, where has this guy been? Where has he been at? One of the stream elements, just one of the stream elements that we knew works. I have not even seen. He wasn't even active yesterday. Man, something happened to Hook Slogan. Uh-oh, did Muhammad get him? Did Muhammad get him? Uh-oh. Watching out for that. Why did Jack ask you to talk about rabbits in the beginning of the stream? That one in the stream where they had no. He just thought that up. I think that was before the big drama of the summer of last year. I think that was one of his last creative streaks. I think. He just had that idea out of nowhere, and that was really kind of the last straw of his random ideas that were funny little stream moments. And of course, right after they get their camera back, they have to have that big fallout. It's really the last straw there. But you all have absolutely have my permission to spam ping Hook Slogan. I'm giving you temporary permission to spam ping if need be. But dang, man, Muhammad must have gotten them or something. Terminator's meltdown with Steven. Which one? That next stream. I can't keep them straight. Gotcha. With what? It was just a single pane. When he turned into Dark Phoenix, well, he had gone Dark Phoenix long well before that. And you look at your phone. All right. Okay. But if we ain't getting Hook's Logan here, which, dang, what do we? If he comes back tomorrow, all oblivious like, what are we gonna have to do? We're gonna have to do something to him. We're missing this. I mean, this is practically like his job now. Part of his job. What are we gonna have to do? Something's gonna have to be done. So he ain't missing this again. Well, I have to come up with something because he's making me skip him and skip straight to Harp. We ain't going to tolerate that. We love the Harp, but making us skip straight to Harp. How about it? Maybe not directly to Harp, though. There. Now we can skip straight to harp. Unless we've heard from Mr. Slogan and we have not. Oh, this ain't a good look for him. We're gonna have to do something. Somebody come up with an idea for what we're gonna have to do about our little hook problem. Well done. Thank you, Mr. Sack. Actually, somebody appreciating the piano. And if you ever got time, man, practice yours. You will find it rewarding. Love me some. You love yourself some pianists. I love it when somebody plays very pianistically. Yeah, you love those pianists. Um, oh, I was confused about why Inverse was suddenly interested in piano, but I see now. I catch the drift. Um, many years does it take until somebody becomes a good pianist? I mean, a good pianist, I would say maybe 2 years to become good, but an accomplished pianist to accomplish all of the pieces on the pianist as a pianist. Um, I would say that would take you about 5 to 6 years to become accomplished. Still, you got a long way to go. You know, if your range is extensive as a pianist. Um, wish I was a good pianist, but mine is sloppy. No, you just gotta straighten it out. You know, keep them curved, right? And keep your eyes on music, right? And just really do some target practice, some different chords. If you really get down with that practice and keeping them curved and not too stiff or rigid, um, but keeping it straight, trying to play it straight. Then you can become a great accomplished pianist. Do you only play string instruments, or do you only occasionally blow on some brass? Well, yeah, I have a trumpet. I have a trumpet that was given to me by my aunt and uncle one year because for some reason they thought that they found it at a yard sale and they thought, you know what, this would be a good gift for our 4-year-old nephew. So we can blast that thing around the house. Sure, his parents are going to love that. So I would like to learn how to play it. That's probably the next instrument on the list of taking lessons for. probably the next time I'm going to take lessons. I need to sign up for some trumpet lessons because I've had that thing for a long time, and I have no clue how to go about playing it. No clue. It only has 3 buttons. I don't know how you make notes, so I would need some definite lessons for. Everything else, I mean, the guitar instruments, and bass and ukulele, and the other harps, those are self-taught. Accordion too, I'm teaching myself that. Violin, that's one, but and then the harmonica, I just got recently. I don't know how you play this because the holes here are so small and close together. I can't even play an individual note. I don't know how you go about that. Harp playing is good for the soul. Yeah, listening to it and playing it. I definitely see what you mean. But, yeah. No clue. So I wouldn't think you'd have to take lessons for harmonica. Harmonica is on the list of like top 10 easiest instruments to play. But who knows how accurate that is. I don't know how you go about it. Do you just really have to concentrate your breath into? Yeah, I just cannot get it. Who knows? I'd have to look up a YouTube tutorial. I don't know. I don't know if I should have to, but anyway. We're all losing it for Casey here, over Casey here. So I feel like it's time to break my neck and end the night right. Anyway, good stream. Good stream it was. Hook slogan, you are on the thinnest ice out of anybody here. So look sharp, my guy, for next time. And a stream voice, and we don't get to hear Hook slogans end of stream voice, because end of stream high pitched drunken singing. Something's gonna have to be done. You all are gonna have to assist me in what we're gonna have to do for him. Next stream, gonna be cooking stream. That'll be making smash burgers. 24-hour stream. If I got enough requests. That's not out of the question. It's not out of the question. But yeah, for now we're just going to have to be satisfied with a Hook sloganless evening. But I think the harp sufficed. Harp always seems to suffice. But anyway, thank you all for being here. I'm glad to see you all are sticking with the community streams in this dry period, this streaming drought we're having here. It just shows that we ain't gonna be affected one bit, are we? But make chicken Alfredo next cooking stream. I have a list. Inverse, I have a list of requests. Chicken Alfredo is at the end because you requested that recently after everybody else put in their requests. So want to hear you when you pull up the forbidden photo. You know what? As it's the end of the stream, there. That's a nice picture, isn't it? Nice little photograph. I know Casey loves this one. But that'll be it for me for tonight. Thank you all for being here. You all have a good, productive week. Do your homework. Look out for the next one. So, as always, don't fall too close. Keep the faith, and don't take